Every serious athlete knows they need to put in extra work outside of practice. They lift, they run, they condition, they hit in the cages, they shoot extra free throws. But very few athletes ever ask themselves a simple question. If independent physical training matters, why wouldn't independent mental training matter too? Today, we're talking about why the best athletes don't just train their bodies on their own, they train their minds too. Welcome to the mental weight room, where we train the brain just like you train your body, because building mental strength, grit, and a growth mindset is what it takes to perform at your best in sports and in life. I'm your host and mental performance coach, Antoinette Datoc, and today we're tackling a concept that seems obvious once you hear it, but is strangely missing in most athletes' training routines: independent mental training. Here's the reality. Athletes everywhere understand the importance of independent physical work, but almost no one talks about independent mental work. Let's start with something that's universally accepted in sports. If you want to get better, you practice alone. No coach needed, no team practice required, just you putting in the work on your own. Basketball players go to the gym to shoot 500 free throw shots. Baseball players go to the batting cages. Golfers go hit balls at the driving range. Runners add extra miles. Strength athletes lift outside of team workouts. Everyone understands this concept. If you only train when the team trains or when there's a coach present, you're probably not maximizing your potential. Extra reps matter. But here's what's interesting. When it comes to the mental side of performance, athletes suddenly act like training only counts if a coach is present. They assume mindset training only happens during a meeting with a sports psychologist or a one-on-one or group mental performance session, a team workout. But that would be like saying physical training only counts if a strength coach is watching you. And we all know that's not true. Here's the truth that separates good athletes from great ones. The best athletes practice their mental skills the same way they practice their physical skills: consistently, independently, and intentionally. Think about the mental skills athletes say they want: confidence, focus, resilience, emotional control, positive self-talk, composure under pressure. Those things don't magically appear during a competition. They're trained. And just like physical skills, mental skills require repetition. You can't talk about confidence once a week with a mental performance coach and expect it to show up when the game is on the line. You have to practice thinking the right way and using your tools. This is why I call the work I do the mental weight room, because mental skills are like muscles. You build them with reps. If you want stronger legs, you squat. If you want better endurance, you run. If you want a stronger mindset, you train your mind. And that training doesn't only happen when someone else is leading the session. It happens in small, daily moments. When you notice negative self-talk and you correct it. When you visualize success before practice. When you reset after a mistake. When you choose discipline instead of excuses. Those are all mental reps, and they need to be practiced. One of the biggest mistakes athletes make is becoming passive participants in their own development. They think improvement only happens when someone else is teaching them. Coaches telling them what to do, trainers telling them what to do, parents reminding them what to do. But elite athletes take ownership of their growth. They ask themselves questions like, what am I working on mentally this week? What thoughts are helping my performance? What thoughts are hurting my performance? What situations make me lose focus? And then they practice handling those situations before they happen again. That's independent mental training. Let me give you some practical examples. Here are a few ways athletes can train their mindset and mental strength on their own. Number 1, visualization. Spend 5 minutes every day visualizing a successful performance. See yourself executing the skill, handling pressure, responding calmly after mistakes. Your brain rehearses success. Number 2, self-talk training. Pay attention to what you're saying to yourself during practices and games. If you hear, I always mess up, or I stink, replace it with, next rep, I'll fix it. That's a mental rep. Number 3, post-performance appraisals. After every practice or game, ask yourself 4 questions. What went well? What needs improvement? What did I learn today? And what can I do tomorrow or the next time to be a little bit better? This builds self-awareness, one of the most important mental skills, and is a great personal feedback loop. Number 4, emotional reset practice. Every athlete gets frustrated or angry. The question is, how fast do you reset? Practice things like deep breathing, step away for a moment, use a reset word. These are skills that can be trained. This is important for parents and coaches too. Your job isn't to control every part of your athlete's development. Your job is to help them become independent thinkers and learners, because eventually every athlete has to take ownership of their own growth. No coach is standing next to them in the batter's box. No parent is sitting beside them on the bench. When the moment comes, their mindset is theirs alone. And the athletes who succeed are the ones who practiced their mental game long before the pressure arrived. Independent physical training builds stronger bodies. Independent mental training builds stronger competitors. And the athletes who reach their full potential understand that both matter. They lift, they practice, they condition, and they train their mindset the same way, consistently, intentionally, and on their own. Because the most important work often happens when no one is watching. Thanks for tuning in today. If this episode helped you think differently about the mental side of your game, drop a comment, click like, share it with a teammate, parent, or coach, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a mental workout, because your body has a weight room, your mind should too. This is Coach Antoinette signing off, and as always, keep training your brain like you train your body and keep pushing your limits.